Most of our mental suffering is created by one thing: believing all of your thoughts. Most people spend their entire lives completely consumed by their thinking, and they automatically assume that every thought that arises is them talking to themselves. They believe they're the voice in the head, and that voice is telling the truth about reality. The key to eliminating your mental suffering is to disidentify from thinking. This doesn't mean trying to stop the thoughts or living mindlessly. It means remembering who you truly are. And when you do, you can create and achieve way more than you ever thought possible. By the end of this video, you'll have a fundamental shift on how you see yourself. You'll be able to disidentify from self-limiting thoughts at any time and know the peace and love and fulfillment of your true nature. The first thing we need to understand is this: when people realize how much suffering believing all of their thoughts is causing, they either try to stop their thoughts or they try to battle with them and win a war with their mind. But the truth is, that just makes the problem worse. It's not the thoughts that are creating the suffering. It's believing in and identifying with all of them. When you give up the battle with your mind and see that it's not really you, everything changes. Try this. Close your eyes and notice that you're aware. Now wait for the next thought to appear in your awareness. Did you choose that thought? Did you make it appear? Or did it just show up by itself? You should be able to notice that the thoughts are appearing and disappearing all by themselves, and there's an endless stream of them. Now try this. Notice the gap between two thoughts. Now, did you disappear when there was that gap and the thoughts weren't present? Or did you remain here as the awareness? If you're not creating the thoughts, they're happening automatically, and you're still aware when they're not present, then who are you? Are you the thoughts? Are you the character in the story, in the thinking? Or are you this awareness that the thoughts appear within? You see, this is what you need to remember. You are not the thoughts. Most of us have forgotten who we truly are. Every thought that arises, we think, that's me talking to me. We believe every limited thought that appears. If a thought appears that says, I can't do it, we believe it. We might then try to battle that thought by saying, no, I can do it, and talking back to ourselves in our head, which creates more of the same problem because you're still focused on the thinking. You've created a non-existent identity out of it. And when that happens, you spend much of your time in a mental world of a small me, a mental world made out of thinking, judgments, opinions, mental complaints, anxieties, worries, and reactions. It happened over here too, and I still have personal thoughts and emotions like any normal human being, but something shifted. Before, I felt completely trapped in my own mind. Everything felt like it was about this small me who felt all this anxiety, anger, embarrassment, shame. With almost everything that was happening, even if it wasn't bad, I would have all these mental images about bad consequences, and I would feel this intense emotional weight of these scary possibilities. It's like there's a scary movie playing in your head, and you could be the one in the movie. Awareness is like the movie screen. It appears as the movie, but it's not the movie itself. Disidentifying from thinking is remembering who you really are. You're not an appearance in the movie, you're this screen. You're not a thought or a mental identity, you're this awareness. When there's mind identification, here's what's happening. You are this infinite wide open awareness. In this awareness appears sights, sounds, senses like feeling, and thoughts. Notice this for yourself. Is there anything to your experience other than seeing, hearing, sense perceptions like feeling, and thoughts? You see, everything you could ever experience happens in awareness. In fact, if you look really closely, so closely that you pierce the veil of reality, You can see it's all awareness. Awareness and experience are not two, but a single awareness arising. When there's full identification with thinking, the attention appears to contract down onto the thinking. The other sense perceptions, like seeing, hearing, and feeling, start to cloud out of view. And the field of view can become almost completely filled with the voice in your head or a world of mental images or movies. And you can be walking down the road and realize that for the last 10 minutes, you haven't seen a single thing on the street, really, and your attention was completely consumed by a mind movie about what happened yesterday, complete with conversations replaying in your head. And when this happens, you're taking yourself away from the simple pleasures of life, the color of a flower, the pattern on a tree, the architecture of the buildings, the sun, the sky, the moon. Disidentification from thinking is like zooming the attention out from being contracted down onto that thinking to being perceptually relaxed open so you can see the full view. As you relax open, it's obvious you're not the thinking, but this open awareness that everything's appearing within. So to disidentify from thinking, notice whenever your attention is contracting down onto that thinking that becomes troublesome, anxiety-inducing, or is fueled by an emotional reaction. Remember who you are, not the thinking, not that mental identity. Zoom out and notice yourself as the wide open space of awareness. In this awareness, you will see that thoughts still appear. I know the mainstream advice is to try to challenge your thoughts or battle with your mind, but if you do that, you are still in the realm of thinking and you create more of the problem. Remember, this isn't about not thinking. If you have thoughts or imagination that's authentic to who you really are, peaceful, loving, creative thoughts, because you are peace, love, and creation, then those aren't a problem. The problem comes in for many of us when a thought appears that limits you, that says you can't do something, that says you're not good enough, that says you're like this, you're not worthy enough or capable enough, and you just believe it. You believe that's you telling yourself, and perhaps it could be true. It's when thoughts appear that are terrible judgments about other people, judgments and opinions that deep down in your heart you don't care about and you're not interested in, but you believe them, or you mentally beat yourself up for thinking such things. But the good news is, times like these are some of the best opportunities for you to wake up. They create an uncomfortable feeling within you that can alert you to the fact that you're forgetting something. You're not that thought, you're not that judgment or limited idea of yourself. You are this wide open awareness. The real you, consciousness, is naturally loving, peaceful, and compassionate, and wise. And when you zoom out from the thinking and relax back as the awareness, you begin to see that. A space opens up within you that seems so clouded by thoughts and mental images and personal identity. And into that space flows a great energy, full of insights, intuitions, and creative ideas. Often, a single glimpse into your true nature as awareness is not enough. You must return to this recognition over and over again. If you find yourself seemingly lost in negative thinking again, keep perceptually relaxing back from the thinking and being what you already are. This beingness, this awareness. Watch as your whole life transforms and benefit for all ensues. The videos can help point things out and give you glimpses, but many find that structured guidance helps with deep understanding and integration, helping them actually live and embody these principles in their life so that it becomes your reality, your experience, and you really feel it. If you're ready for a deep shift, I invite you to consider joining Awake and Embodied. Over there, we have a 6-week awakening and embodiment journey. It's a deep guided journey to end mind identification and stabilize in awakened peace. We have weekly live meetings with meditations, Q&As to help you break through and make those fundamental shifts that you want. Just follow the link in the description below.